Hello, we are in Latvian office right now. This is the office we built ourselves. It's like a tiny house with the same structure we offer in Cyprus. Now, behind the window is the weather like in winter in Cyprus, but it's May in Latvia. Unfortunately, this year the summer is not so nice. And today we want to show you what is the difference between log house and timber frame house. This I promised you in the last video. Here you can see the sample of the log. It's just a cut of the 136 millimeter log. The years ago, when we started in 2009 in Cyprus, the regulations was so that we were able to build even with the logs which were 114 millimeter, even 90 millimeter. And now the regulations are changed. The requirements are higher thermal values, and that's why we need to move to 136 millimeter log, which I find is very efficient for Cyprus. So we have been talking to people who are living in our houses built 10 years ago with 114 millimeters, and they found these houses as the walls very thermally efficient. The only complaint is about the basement, the foundation they built as a concrete slab which was regularly not insulated, and about insulation on the roof, because it was very difficult that days to convince people to use the insulation in the roof. Now, since that time, people change their mind and they understand the value of doing a bigger insulation. So, and this log is a very special one because it's designed to reduce shrinkage or settling, and this happens because of that lamel, the glued in the middle of this log, which is vertically. It means that's the direction as tree is growing naturally, and these ones on the sides are made horizontally. And normally, without this lamella in middle, the shrinkage was in Cyprus. We saw that it's for such a high log, which is 245 millimeters, the shrinkage could be even 15 to 20 millimeters. Now the shrinkage is not at all, almost not at all. Why I say you almost? Because when you build the house, you put the ceiling strips between each log layer, and this will shrink a little. But normally the house is designed and the window openings and the door openings are made very precise, so without any extra gap which we was doing before. So, and let's go outside to see the sample. So this is our display corner, which was traveling to many exhibitions. So it was, this corner has been in Russia 3 or 4 times. This corner have been in Ukraine, I believe. So in many exhibitions in Latvia, in Finland as well. And here you can see we have it outside already for a few years, but we have never maintained it during all these long years by showing them in the exhibitions. And only last 2 years we see what happens. The varnish is gone because of the rain, sun, and generally it means nothing, so you don't have to worry about the wood structure. It's not damaged, it just changed the color, and this gray color is a natural protection for the logs. So, but the main thing we want to show you is the construction principles. So the log house, as you seen before, I show you the log. So we put the solid logs one on top of each other, and there is no insulation extra, so this log thickness is enough to insulate against the heat, cold, and the sound. And this is the way to build the log houses. So it's the solid logs, pure wood, pure timber, and nothing else. And let's go to have a look on the timber frame house. And now we are in one of our tiny houses we're constructing right now, and here you can see the wood, the wall structure. Sorry for the mess you see here. It's the working situation right now, but you see the difference. So if the log house was a very solid construction, so it was a pure timber, the log pieces to put on top of each other. So now you see it's a frame. So that's why you call it timber frame. So we build a frame, and then these cavities we fill with the insulation material, which is mineral wool. It's can be eco wool. There is many different options you can use for that, and it looks so. After we make a frame, so we put these insulation sheets inside the frame, and this makes the insulation. So this way of construction is cheaper because of less consumption of timber, but at the same time the main advantages is it's more insulated, because with this insulation the thermal value is 2 times or even 3 times better than the log house. But these kind of houses, they have a very much of different layers in the structure, and as more details you have, as more accurate you should be by constructing these, and sometimes you can do a mistake. So that's why it's important to take professionals to do this job, experienced professionals who knows what they do.